Alright, so I'm going to show you some mnemonic devices, some pictures to study for your President's Quiz number 2. And that one goes from Washington through Harrison. You have about 8 presidents in there and some information about them. So I'll just show you some ways to try to remember them more easily. The first president we have is George Washington. Okay. Now, he was our first president. He was a general in the Revolutionary War. He's known as the father of our country. And so let's see how we are going to put that together. He was the father of the country. So let's see if we can draw a map of the country. Somewhat you can, it's not the best, but you can tell that it's our country. So that's the country. Now here's Washington. And he was the first president. So we'll do this. Okay, so he was the first president and he was the father, F for father, of the country. So you can remember that. Another thing is that he was elected unanimously. What it means is he got all the votes. So to show that it was a U for unanimous, let's do this. It's kind of like an upside down U or a horseshoe. So he was elected unanimously. And also he was the father. But he didn't live in the White House because the White House wasn't ready at that time. Okay? So if you know enough, this much about George Washington and you can do that on the test, that's pretty good. Let's go to the next one now. Next one is Thomas Jefferson. There's Thomas Jefferson. Okay. He was our most talented president. He wrote the Declaration of Independence. And he bought the Louisiana Purchase from France for $15 million, which made the United States much larger. So how are we going to do that? Thomas Jefferson. Here is a T for Thomas and then a J for Jefferson. So let's use 2 different colors so you can see that. T for Thomas, J for Jefferson, and also T for talented. He was our most talented president. Now, he wrote the Declaration of Independence. So let's go down this way and make it into a D. D is for Declaration of Independence. And he was also responsible for the Louisiana Purchase. So we need an L. How's that? An L, Louisiana Purchase, and for $15 million, they bought territory from France. So get it? Thomas Jefferson, talented, Declaration of Independence, Louisiana Purchase for $15 million from France. Okay, and you can stop this anytime you want to. You can put it on pause so you can draw the picture by yourself, or you can rewind it so you can see what if you missed anything, and that will help. Our next president that we are going to talk about is John Adams, and that's easy to remember. He was the first president to live in the White House. So think about it as this. Adam and Eve were the first man and woman on earth. Okay? So the first man was Adam, and the first president to live in the White House was Adams. Now, why did I do WH this way? Because when they moved in, the White House wasn't quite ready. So just pretend like it's not quite ready. If when you connect all the dots, then it would become ready. Okay? And his son also was the president, so it's Adam and Adam, 2 Adams who were father and son, and they were presidents. Alright, and next one is James Madison. James Madison. Okay, what about him? He was called the father of our Constitution. He was president during the War of 1812, and he was also our shortest or our smallest president. So how are we going to do that together? Alright, first thing, Madison has the word mad in it. He was mad because he was short. He wanted to be taller. Also, and then M can be made into kind of like a book. Just pretend that a constitution is a book, And that's the Constitution. So he was the father of the Constitution. And then he was the president during the War of 1812. So let's write 1812 here. So what do we have for Madison? He was mad because he was short. That's the M, which makes it like a book. And that's a Constitution. So he was the father of the Constitution. And he was president during the War of 1812. Got it? Like I said again, rewind it, pause it, and you can try to draw it yourself or put some shaving cream on a tabletop and try to draw it in there. Either way works. Alright, next one coming up is President Jackson. He was nicknamed Old Hickory. Now I guess you all know what hickory is. It's a kind of wood, and it's a very tough wood because he was as tough as hickory wood. He got that nickname because he fought in the Revolutionary War when he was only 13 years old. So we want Jackson, but you know what? Let's make that J look like a piece of hickory wood, kind of like a walking stick, you know, a walking stick made of hickory wood. And why was he called Old Hickory? Because hickory is very, very tough. And he was only 13 years old when he fought in the Revolutionary War. So there's an R, kind of looks like J.R. Jr. because he fought in the Revolutionary War. That was J for Jackson, and he was called Old Hickory, fought in the Revolutionary War at age 13. That's pretty young. That's younger than you guys. Oh, sorry, not younger, but just about. Okay, next one is William H. Harrison. William, oftentimes you write William like this. Harrison. Alright, what about him? He was nicknamed Old Tippecanoe because he won an important battle at Tippecanoe. Unfortunately, he was the first president to die in office due to pneumonia, which is kind of like a severe cold. So let's see how we're going to put that together. We want a canoe, so let's draw a canoe. Okay, there's a canoe, the Battle of Tippecanoe, and here's poor Harrison in here, dead as he can be. He died of pneumonia. And let's see, if you can't see that H, let me do that in a different color. There. So we again have Old Tippecanoe because he won an important battle at Tippecanoe. His name is Harrison, and he died, the first president to die in office due to pneumonia. Alright, the next president that we have is Martin Van Buren, and that information is very little that we have for him, so you'll be able to remember it pretty fast. Now, his name was Martin Van Buren. Alright? And now he was the president when the first financial panic hit our country. Now, finance has to do with money, which means again, there was a lot of money troubles like we're having now. That was the first time we had the real money troubles. So how are you going to remember about financial panic? Here we go. His name stays the same, Martin, very panicky. What was the panic about? About finance. So if you see about financial panic, remember the word panic from here, and then you can remember the whole name, Martin Very Panicky, Martin Van Buren. If you need to pause the video and then redo it, rewind it so you can see what you missed, or if you want to practice, feel free to do that. Alright, now we want to do, the next one's also pretty short. We're going to James Monroe. You'll see how many James we have. Kind of makes it confusing. James Monroe, and he was the president when it was called the Era of Good Feelings. Now you likely don't know what an era is, and you have no idea why they were feeling good about it, but I'm guessing that everything was going well those days, jobs were pretty good, and people were living happily. So here's how you can remember this. I'll use a different color. Jam from James feels good on Monday. So think about it. Saturday, Sunday, you don't get any jam, but come Monday, you get jam. So jam feels